Boom! Welcome to Power of Marvel Legends, the YouTube channel where we review every single one of the very articulate, highly posable, incredibly sought out action figures known as Marvel Legends.
Shout out to the Powers of XMen podcast, Dayspring and Flinkman.
I'm the Uncanny Dayspring.
And I'm the adjectiveless Flinkman.
Flink. Who do we have on the podcast again?
We have the one and only Lenore Zann, aka the voice of Rogue, everybody's favorite from the animated series. We're so happy to have you here, Lenore. Thanks for joining us all the way from Spain.
Hey, no problem. It's great to be here, Sugar.
I'm so giddy. Every time I see you, I get so giddy, Lenore.
Oh, thank you. And I love the t-shirt with Gambit and Rogue.
Rogue and her Mojo Man.
These are great.
Oh yeah, I had to wear this.
Her Mojo Man. That is so great. I love that one. Fabulous. Thank you for wearing it.
Of course, just for you.
I mean, the amount of DMs coming in about Mojo Man. Can you tell us about the song you wrote, an ode to Remy LeBeau? How did this come about?
You know, I was just driving along in my car one day and I started humming a tune and I started thinking about Rogue and Remy and what life would be like if they could actually get together and how Rogue feels about him, but she can't usually let on because she doesn't want him to kiss her because she doesn't want to kill him. And but I started thinking about what it would be like if they could have a relationship and how hot it would be. And I just started writing the verses in my head. And then I've been working on it for maybe about a year, actually. And then they just all kind of came together. And I finally went in the studio and I went, I want to record this. And so I decided to do it in time for Valentine's Day this year, especially with the show about to air, hopefully in the fall. And so I figured, give a little sugar out to some of the fans, give them a little taste of the sweet stuff between Remy and Rogue.
Oh well, we can't.
Because I imagine they'd be pretty hot together.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can't get enough. You already know.
Right.
Wait.
Right.
Also, what makes this song so hot is that cover by Art of Lucas.
I know, right? Isn't that beautiful? Yes.
I'm looking at it right now. And for folks at home who haven't seen the cover, it's Rogue and Gambit in bed together in a very intimate pose. It looks, Lucas always nails it.
Always.
It's funny, too. And after I posted that, I got all these messages from friends going, "Oh, are you in a relationship now? Is this a hint?" And I'm like, no, it's my character and her love. I mean, I'm an actor. I don't just write things about everything that happens in my life. It's like I have an imagination too.
Yeah.
Although if I can ever meet a real Remy in my life who I can fall in love with, I think that would be pretty cool.
And hopefully you'd be able to kiss and touch, and it wouldn't be quite as complicated. So. Hopefully,
yeah. I don't have any peanut allergies, and hopefully they don't either. I mean, I think we'd be okay. I think it would be pretty cool. Yes, I was going to say I was thinking about that Rogue's psychology and how it really must have made her feel so bad to think that when she first fell in love with Cody, I remember I had me a boyfriend when I was 13, had me a boyfriend till I kissed him. Poor boy went into a coma for 3 days.
Poor boy.
that's enough to give somebody the heebie-jeebies not to ever let themselves go to fall in love again. And that's what Rogue has to deal with, right? That's a very difficult thing. So I was thinking, like imagine kids who do have like a peanut allergy or something. They have to be really careful that someone who's just eaten a peanut butter sandwich doesn't kiss them, because that could kill them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, it's, Lenore, as we've had you on the podcast and I've seen you firsthand at cons, people come up to you because of your understanding of Rogue. It just translates into your performance of her. The one word that everyone uses to describe your Rogue is tough, and then followed by vulnerable. Yeah. And you walk that line of delivering a Rogue who has so much heart. And I never really understood Rogue as a character until I have, but like until you said something right now where it was at 14, she fell in love with Cody. This was her first kiss. And she kissed him and she drained the life out of him. That shaped her, especially when you're coming to a relationship like Gambit, which, pardon my language here, is the ultimate fuckboy. And she's being thrown in something here that's lots of passion, lots of love, right?
Yeah.
And again, Mojo Man just captures all of that in just one fell swoop.
And that is really too what drives her to go to Muir Island in the episode The Cure, where she wants to be cured of who she is, like her innate self, her abilities. She wants to wipe them all out so that she can fall in love, be in love, have a relationship, have children, have sex, have the whole thing. And but at the end of that episode, she also comes to the realization that it's those qualities about her that make her who she is, and that if she needs to accept herself the way she is and realize that she can use those things for good to try and help save the world and save, let's say, humankind from themselves.
Yep. You can't cure who you are.
Because I've been studying like Buddhist meditation and everything over here. For us, just learning how to meditate every day. And, and they talk about bodhicitta and people who really want to serve others.
Lenore, we have to ask, did you see SNL last night with Jenna Ortega as Rogue?
Oh my God, no, I have not seen it yet. Hopefully you will send me the clip. But no, because I was at a flamenco show last night. I was living the life, living the vida loca, man.
Yeah.
Here in Spain, in España.
Yeah,
me gusta mucho español, España, porque es muy romántico, es muy musical. So I will see it. I will see it. You send me the link and I'll take a look. I'd love to see it.
I'll send it to you. You're gonna love it.
Did she nail it?
She did.
She what? She reminded me more of Goth Rogue. She reminded me more of Goth Rogue from XMen Evolution, not your Rogue, which is sort of the gold standard. Not that we're being biased here.
Right. She didn't have the sassy Southern accent quite right. So,
but yeah, so you should check that out because it was absolutely wonderful. You know what? I just realized we also they're doing a 60th anniversary panel online on Thursday for the X-Men, and it's in celebration of 60 years of the X-Men. I think it's just Marvel. It's like the creative team, but Bo is going to be on there. Yeah. And we know and Leewald. So we're anticipating, so hopefully, so I know you're not allowed to say anything, but we're anticipating X-Men 97 news.
Oh, okay. I have no idea. I don't know. They know I'm away in Spain right now, so I'm booked to come back the end of March, and I'll be doing some of my season 2 lines. I'll be starting to do season 2. Yay!
It's wild that
it's already out. They gave it the green light. So yes, I will be doing my role in season 2, and I'll be starting to record the end of March.
I It's absolutely wild that we haven't even seen any clips from season 1 yet, and you're already about to jump into season 2. I mean, how you can keep all of these secrets without exploding, I'll never know.
Let's just say I've seen a little bit of season 1, just a little bit that Bo has shown me, and it really is beautiful. It's exciting. It's beautiful. I think people are gonna love it. I really do.
I can believe that. I can believe that. It seems like, I haven't had the pleasure of meeting Bo in person, but just the limited amount that I've interacted with him online and the little bits of interviews I've seen from him, his heart and soul is really in this. And I'm just so excited to see what he and you all come up with. Yeah. I mean, we've us fans been waiting for this for a long time, and it's almost emotional to know that we have it soon enough. It'll be back in all of our lives.
Thank you. Yes, and the music is fantastic too. The Newton brothers do the music, and it's really incredible, just glorious. Jake Castorina as well, working on. He's fantastic, and I love the designs. I think people are going to be bowled over. I really do. I think it's going to be lightning in a bottle, as we like to say about the first bunch of shows that we did.
We're so excited for it.
I think lightning in a bottle.
It's so lightning in a bottle.
Well,
I know. Where are we coming to? Where are we going to see each other next?
So wait, we're pitching Florida Con in Miami. Yeah. There's in your email now you have Mutant Con as well, and we'll talk about that offline.
Cool.
And hopefully, because I put you in touch with one of my friends for your book. Do you want to talk about your book? Because
my book.
I've read some of it, and it is so incredibly special and powerful. Do you want to chat about it?
Sure. Yeah, I started writing my memoir. And the memoir is going to be called A Rogue's Tale, Awakening the Superhero Within. And it is about my life as an actor and as a politician, starting off in Australia when I was a kid, coming over to Canada, and then immediately becoming like an actor by the age of 17 and playing Marilyn Monroe when I was 20, and then being brought to LA and getting to know the underbelly of Hollywood through an incredible female impersonator, Craig Russell, who always joked that he had 26 women trapped inside of him. He took me to Hollywood when I was 20. He was living there, and he was the president of the Mae West fan club, and she had brought him out there when he was like 22 or something, a hairdresser from Toronto, and he became her like assistant. So he lived with Mae West, and he met all these incredible people, Marlene Dietrich and all the rest. And so I came out and I stayed with him, and he showed me the underbelly of Hollywood. And that was my first introduction as this friend of this incredible gay icon. And and my story takes off from there. So I think people are going to like it. Tiptoe Through the Tulips, Tiny Tim comes into it. He taught me one time in Australia that you got to get a gimmick if you want to be a star. And we did a song together on TV where we did I Want to Be Loved by You, Boop Boopy Doo. And he was sitting on his knee and he was playing his ukulele. I mean, I've had some amazing adventures, meeting incredible people, and also then of course becoming Rogue and what that did for me and for my career, and then on from there into politics, and now back being Rogue again with the XMen, and have a few movies coming out as well.
No, I mean, but like what I really loved about awakening the superhero within, I mean, we all have that superhero in us. And what I really loved about your book, again, the pages I've read, knowing it's not final, it's the vulnerability and the strength you bring to it, which is emblematic of Rogue, emblematic of you and what you brought to the character. And when I think of 60 years of the X-Men, seeing Rogue where she is today, it's all you. You don't have to say anything. We are happy to say the Rogue character is who she is today because of everything that is in this book that you are writing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I really also hope that it will reach out to all of the fans who have ever felt different, who have ever felt like they were put down by somebody because they were different, or they were nerds, or they were this, or they were that. So many of the fans come up to us, at the Comic Cons and sending us mail saying that they were bullied as kids or they were abused. And they really found that our show was a saving grace. They felt safe when they came home and they turned on the TV and they could watch X-Men. They felt like, oh, this little band of misfit mutants, who are also being bullied and abused and treated like they were, garbage. That they all stood up for one another, and they came through, and they learned to get in touch with their inner superpower. And everybody has a superpower. I believe that everybody has something unique about them. And it's just a matter of tapping into it and finding out what it is, and then using that to do something extraordinary with your life, whatever that is.
And I think what's really incredible about everything that you just said about finding your inner superpower and leaving your mark on the world and all of that is, I didn't know this until just a couple of years ago, is, you were a member of Canadian Parliament and you had a real superpower. You were making change in this world, enacting change and pushing for the rights of these nerds who maybe didn't feel, represented, or that they had somebody in their corner. And you were out there making that real change, doing some real world superhero stuff. And I think, for fans like me who only knew you as a fictional superhero, to learn that you were a real life superhero too was just really eye-opening and really amazing. Yeah, it's just incredible.
Badass. Everyone loves hearing your story that you were part of Parliament and the voice of. Everyone loves it.
It's incredible. It's incredible to learn.
But you know what she also talked about in the memoir, and I'm not going to spoil any. One of the things I love that you have in this memoir is the idea of the safe space. You are aware that the safe space that this show provided, and also what you were going through and how you had to walk through fire just to find treasures. And that's something it's not easy. It's easier said than done.
It is. And it's interesting because they also say the darkest hour is just before the dawn. And many of us are struggling with all kinds of things, mental health issues. Many people are having anxiety and depression, worrying about their future, worrying about what's going to happen to them. Where do they fit in the world? Feeling that they're not good enough, looking at all these pictures on Instagram and social media, TikTok, and they're seeing all these perfect people, and they feel them as these perfect people who have everything. That doesn't exist. I'm here to tell you, it doesn't exist. We are who we are in this moment. In this moment, this is all we have right now. The past is history. The future, who knows what's going to happen? We could be gone tomorrow. So just learn to live for the moment, accept yourself for who you are, learn to love yourself. I know that's hard. Believe me, I find that hard too. But you have to learn to love yourself as you are, and not try to find these quick fixes or resort to like alcohol, drugs, even sex, all of those things, shopping, any of the addictions that are out there. They're just a quick fix. They're just a Band-Aid. They're just there to make you feel numb.
Lenore, you can get the song at lenorezann.hearnow.com, also on your YouTube page, as well as on Instagram and the Apple Store. You can just plug it in right there, and the song is there. Mojo Man, which is an incredible beat.